If you follow my channel, you'd have seen last week that I took out a vintage lens, the Leica 35mm lens. But if you haven't seen that, make sure to click that link above and check it out. But if you have, guess what? I'm giving out a free preset today. So with that said, I'm going to give out that free preset and also show you how to use it in Lightroom. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so this is going to be that push to get me there. And with that said, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. The link for that preset will be below. Right next to it is the subscribe button. Make sure you punch it for me and watch this video to the end, because this video will show you how to work this preset. Now this preset, I would recommend to use it with a vintage look, but you can use it with whatever photo you would like. Like I say, this is native for Lightroom because that's what I created in, but you can use it any editor of your choice. So go ahead, try it out, test it out, and let me know what you think in the comments below. But with that said, let's go ahead and get over to the editor and get this rolling.
Well, we're gonna get right in here, and I already have Lightroom pulled up, and here are the few of the photos that I showed you my preset on. And like I say, this preset just has that vintage look. This preset's going to be very good on a sunny day, but with very soft images, because these two presets that I'm going to give you, I'm actually giving you two now, are going to be very contrasty, with the Leica lens being a lot softer. These presets are very contrasty. So like I say, these are the three images that that I got out of my preset, and I'm gonna just show you a quick before and after. And like I say, the contrast is very heavy, so your blacks are really brought down. I gave it much more of an orange tone, and then a little lens correction you can see by me shooting on a 24-105, but everything in here you'll be able to adjust. But I'm going to show you today, if you didn't have my photo, I'm going to show you when the photo is not shot exactly the same, and then I'm going to show you with a photo that I shot on the same timeline how easy it can work. So here for the first one, I'm going to show you with a photo that was shot almost at the same. Another one of the photos I picked, I just didn't choose to edit yet, but here's the photo. Like I say, it's a little soft, not heavily contrast, but there is. I did get almost the same shot look I wanted on each one. You can see the sun is pretty bright. I shot white balance where it's not too orange, not too yellow, but in this preset you will see that it will curve one of those ways depending on your white balance. And I'm gonna go with the runway. I call this the runaway because this started on the one shot where she uses the suitcase, and that suitcase I actually just picked up at a vintage or an antique store. So I call this one the runaway because it's this same look. It's like she's running away, and it's a vintage runaway. So this is the look you get with the runaway. I say brought a lot of the orange into the tones to give it that rust color. And pretty much, like I say, I shot this the same day, so this preset works straight on this picture. If your picture is close to this, then it should work right on. But that's it. I wouldn't do any adjustments. I like it. Maybe add a little contrast. I will come over here if I want a little more contrasty. There you go. But like I say, other than that, for me, it works perfectly. My second one was Thoughts. Thoughts was made off the one where she's sitting down thinking about running away, is what we went for on there. Sorry if the audio is a little bad. I'm in a chair and it's kind of squeaky, but other than that, this one's called Thoughts. This is more of a magenta orange tone I did for this one, just to give it a different look. But like I say, once again, it's shot the same level as most of my other photos, so it's already it already works. That's the before, that's the after, just to give you a look of what I did. Now, in most of my photos, I did come back in here and add some contrast in the hair, and I just did that with like an adjustment brush. But you know, you can definitely add more contrast, less if you want more of a soft film dreamy look. So presets ready to go. Like I said, if you can shoot them as close as you can, get a right exposure, evenly balanced across the board, then these presets will work straight off your download. So let's get into another photo, and I'm just gonna undo that. I don't want to mess with any of these photos yet, so let's leave the runway on there. Here's another one. This was shot the same day, but it was slightly out of focus. It's just a quick shot, so I just want to show you on maybe a photo that's not the same. And I'm gonna go with the runway. So it works, but there's a lot of things you want to work around. It's probably not the best photo to show y'all on. Never mind. Let's go with, this was another one I had. I just picked this one because we wanted to show off her shades. I picked this location for the rust. One thing I would say, like trying different lenses will give you inspiration to do different stuff. This was kind of like my first vintage look photo shoot. So I ended up going out buying a suitcase, talked to her and let her know that's why she wore the same color as a suitcase, but a older vintage looking jacket, kind of the retro shirt, and skirt with stockings. So that's the look we went with. But like I say, with this photo, I did this one more in between buildings. So she kind of had, another building casting on her to give her hard shadows. And I maybe could have brought it to exposure, but I knew that I would be able to bring it back in Lightroom since I shot raw. But just looking at the photo, this is with the runway, you notice that it's very orange, and that's just because everything in the shadows just turn orange. So with this one, I would definitely tell you adjust your photo. So here's what I would do. So say you get my preset and your photo is not shot the same as mine. You would click the preset, put it in, and then you would come adjust accordingly. So me, I would bring my whites and highlights up just to get back some of that out of the shadow. Maybe my black some. Now I'm getting more out the shadow. Maybe a little shadows down. But yeah, let's see. Maybe the exposure will help us out. So there we go. Bring up the exposure. Another thing, by being so orange, you can come play with your white balance to get it more where you want. Just a taste. I would say I'm gonna stay there just because the skin tones are still too orange, but I want to adjust everything else to just make sure I'm getting what I want. And like I said, I will come in here and maybe bring up the exposure a little bit. I kind of like the highlights where that was. Since I'm bringing the exposure up, I'm going to drop the highlights a little bit. See where I can get my shadows. And I pretty much wiggle it back and forth just to see what I'm controlling at the time. And then I go from there. So I kind of like it better there. Black's going to stay up. And I usually don't like my blacks that high. So what I may do is drop it a little bit and then come to my tonal curves and bring it back. So if you see my tonal curves, I kind of like do this S curve thing that I really like. I didn't want to do that. But I'm going to go in here and try to bring up some of it just to get that back. And there we go. Now I'm starting to get back some of it. And it's just it's just a game of just playing and finding where you like your photo. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. But definitely, you just want to just be creative, get what you want out of it. And I mean, it's a big difference. Like that's before, that's after. It definitely doesn't match my other shot. So what I would do, I would say this shot is closer to this shot because it's just heavy. You know, I went a lot darker. That was the mood I was looking for, but it's still very orange. So I probably come back and drop me some of my balance a little bit more. Where are my magentas line? So that wasn't bad. I'm not gonna move magentas. I'm gonna come down here to my HSL sliders and see what I can adjust to get the colors I want. And this is affecting more of my green than anything. So orange is kind of where we're having that loss. And I'm just probably going to bump up the luminance a little bit. And I feel like that's starting to look a little more natural. And then actually, I still have my rust in my back area. And the skin tone is looking a little more natural. What I would do probably, just depending on how I do, I may throw a adjustment mat over it or anything like that. But I think this look is not that bad. It's definitely not like my other photos, but like I said, I didn't shoot this one. I knew this is just like a quick photo shoot we put together. And I didn't shoot all of them exactly the same. I wanted to try different stuff. So for this shot, it wouldn't match everything else that I did. But that's pretty much an adjustment coming from that. That, like I said, if you just throw on the runway, it's not going to work with everything. But you can get the look that you want. So that's definitely a good look. So you just play around with it. That's one of them. I'm going to reset this just to show you my next one with thoughts. Same photo. Thoughts is more the magenta tone. And like I said, once again, very underexposed. Let's bring up some exposure. Play with the highlights. The whites are very low. This is very, very contrasty still and magenta. So only way to beat magenta is to put green in. So this one is a very different one. It's a lot more saturated but vibrant. And just trying to find that look. So this one is supposed to be Thoughts was made off of this photo. So as you can see, it's a very different photo with this having so much more blues in it. So you have to have a lot more blues to fight off your orange. And so like this would be a total different tone that you would go with. I might bring a little more saturation just to my liking. I kind of like where my curves are at. I won't touch that, but I would probably go in here to the slider. And I'm thinking and a little more orange. And like one thing, people like think that presets work for everything, but it's going to be a case by case basis, because sometimes you're going to want this look, sometimes you want that look. Different people have different eyes for different stuff. So I say you just have to get in there and just go with what you like. And like I say, I'm kind of like just getting to a part where I like it. Try to get the skin tones a little bit more richer, like that photo. Maybe there. There's still a lot of loss in the shadows. So I'll bring it up some. So liking that. Skin tones looking vibrant. Let's go back into here. See. There we go. like that. Definitely recovered that photo and got it somewhere that I can actually use as very usable. So like I say, this is just some quick showing you my preset for vintage lenses, just for a vintage look. If you're using this lens for anything else, I wouldn't say use this, but if you want this type of mood, the more orange vibe or the more cool magenta, then here's a preset for you. But yeah, definitely had fun making this preset and doing this photo shoot. Like I say, this was just made off the Leica lenses. A lot of people ask me how did I get my photos to look like this, and it had to do a lot with the preset. Like I say, on this photo I did go in and kind of like enhance the hair to give it that look, to make it pop. So even with this preset, you will have to go in and detail things to make them pop some more, but this is definitely a starting spot for you. So that would be it for the Lightroom side of this. Let me send you back out and get you out of here.
Well, that's the preset. Hopefully you like it. Like I say, try it, adjust it, tear it apart. It's free. It's for you. And matter of fact, send me some of the photos that you make with it. I'll feature some on my page, on my Instagram or my YouTube on the next video. I like to see what y'all get out of this preset. And if y'all have any adjustments that I can make with it, send it to me. Leave a comment below and let me know. And like I say, subscribe to my page again. Help me get to that 1,000. Thank you all and go create. Peace.